Hey guys, it's Wahima, but just call me Wah. Melanated! Welcome to my recap of 90 Day Fiancé. This is season 8, episode 17. First comes love, or then comes marriage, or some girl, I don't know. So let's give us a second. We're going to start 5 minutes in while I figure out this wig. She's giving you an orange look today. It wasn't meant to be an orange look, but I just went with it. You know, the spirit was calling me. The movement was happening with my brush and my face. And I was like, you know what? Today is orange. All right, let me set everything up. I'm running a tad bit behind. I'm not as prepared as I would like to be. So let's get us a little closer, you know, a little bit more intimate. And yeah, so this wig is from my cousin. The information will be down below. I've curled it so it doesn't come curly, it comes straight. You know, she did her best. She did her best. Okay. Hello, everyone. Hello. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. Don't forget to share it on any social media platform that you deem fit. I have the fan on me, so if you see the hair flowing, it's because it's a fan. And yeah, Lynn J is here. I've got some great moderators here. I'm going to move over to YouTube for a second, and I'm going to pull this link so that I can put it in my Discord. I'm doing it from my phone. So yeah, in 5 minutes, we're going to talk. You guys talks amongst yourself. Ooh, Anigi. Anigi wants to, for those of you guys who don't know, Anigi and Garfina means heart. So Anigi wants, girl, I'm waiting to hear your thoughts on Stephanie and Harrison. Or his girl's name is just Harris. Harris. But yeah, no, I don't know, whatever order. You guys tell me what order you think I should talk about this in. Who do you want to hear from first while we get ready? Okay, I just got to get this video out to everybody because people are like, I never know when you're going live. And I'm like, how? How do you not know? It's all over the place. Okay, share, copy link. Let's put it in the Discord. You guys got to tell me what, oh, Chris is here. Chris, did you want to join? Are you ready? Or are you just saying thumbs up? I mean, if you want to join for a second, we can, I know you've already, edited you did your live already. I don't know if you're editing your video right now or you're just about to film your video right now, but girl, if you want to join, text me and I'll send you this link and you could just come in for a second. Or if there's a particular couple that you want to talk about, just come in for a sec. You can bounce afterwards. It'll be a whole moment. Let me know. And also, if any of you guys who I obviously know want to join, let me know. I can send you the invite right now. Just make sure you have decent lighting and you're ready to go live on YouTube and Facebook. You know what I'm saying? All right. Chris says she'll join. Here, let me invite her. So copy. I'm going to text it to you. Or would you rather me? Oh, no. You can get text message on your computer. Okay, great. Oh my God. I'm looking at the text thing and it's like this Ninja Turtle meme of what's his face? Andrew's mother. Hilarious. Okay. So I decided that because I can bring anybody into the room and I can just have you guys lined up. And if, someone is annoying, then I can kick them off. But if you guys ever want to join to talk about a specific or specific couple, please let me know. I normally don't do 90 Day Fiancé live, but just in case you wanted to know. Okay, it's almost 5 minutes, guys. Then we're gonna really get started. Okay. God, I hope you can't tell how bad my makeup actually looks. Hey guys, it's Wahima, but just call me Wah. Melanated! Welcome to my recap of 90 Day Fiancé Season 8, Episode 17. Girl, Episode 17. Why? Here Comes the Bride or something like that. Something like that. It's not called "Here Comes the Bride." It's like one of those wedding sayings, you know. Oh, Danny, how is the baby? How is the baby? Thank you guys so much. Okay, so let's get started. I don't know what Chris wants to jump in and talk about, but I'm gonna get started with Natalie and Mike, only because I'm over them and I don't understand. I just don't understand. I just don't understand. I literally I don't, and they're coming back for Happily Ever After. So we got the cast for Happily Ever After. And I don't understand why Mike and Natalie is there. Like, Beth wants me to give her a shout out. Oh my God, thank you so much for the super chat. Oh my God, Akosua, Yeboa. Thank you so much for the super chat. I appreciate it. Oh my God. Okay. That being said, Natalie and Mike. Okay, so Natalie is just waiting around for 48 hours or 24 hours or however long, 32 hours, girl, for Mike to make a decision on whether or not he actually wants to marry her. And then the next day he just wakes up and he's like, yeah, let's get married. So he rides on down on the ATV to Tamara's house, tells Bo shows up in white, a white wife beater, and his American flag bandana. And Teresa, the woman who is their officiant, shows up. Look, what a cute little bob, girl. Okay, what a cute little, like a cute. Okay, I wasn't expecting her to come cute, but she did. Okay, she came correct. She knew she was on camera, and y'all know how much I love when a supplemental cast member or like a guest star comes in looking good. So Teresa is there. She does the wedding vows. They're a little weird. Chris was very upset about those wedding vows. She felt like it just like ruined the sanctum or whatever. I see you, girl. It ruined the I don't know, sanctum of marriage. So I have no idea. Yeah, but anyways, they got married. She okay, so let me talk about Natalie. Camera telling her, you look beautiful, and she's like, I know. And I just feel like, was it a soundbite? Were they just being shady? Or did she actually say that? Did she actually say, you ladies and gentlemen, I have a very special guest for you. She's just joined the backstage and she's in the green room and she's preparing, she's getting herself together, and you guys have wanted her, you've called for her, you've cried for her, you guys love her, you love our chemistry. Here we have Miss
It's me with hardly any makeup on. And I was just like, do I take 30 minutes to put makeup on right now because Wah said to come join, or do
I was like, that's why I was giving you the option. Take your 30 minutes because I'm just talking about Natalie and Mike right now. And you could just join for one couple. You don't have to be here for the whole thing. Like, you tell me what you want to do in the private chat.
The reason why I wanted to join now is because you have been like, I want people to know that Wah went on my channel to talk about this minister's hair. When Wah says she likes the haircut to you, she's saying she fucking loves it. Like, I don't understand why Wah is so strongly into this minister's hair. Like, you commented on my channel, like, I love this minister, like.
Is she a minister, Chris? Or is she an officiant?
Them?
She's just an officiant. This woman is not a part of the church. Nothing. You had such strong emotions about her. Like, she ruined the sanctity of marriage. Like, you didn't like it. And how dare she, as a representative of God, to bless this union?
Now, this is what I said, because what Wah's saying is just a bunch of lies, honey. Like a lie factory, like just like wipe your face off, like lie. Okay. This is what I said. No, I did not like their ceremony. It seemed like weird and impersonal. And did you guys clock when she was like, Natalie, you may kiss your husband? And Natalie's like, it was interesting because the tables had been turned in such a way that I just thought that was one thing. But what I didn't like about her, of course, is after the ceremony, she's like, I've married a lot of couples. And I think this one's going to work out. And so like, when she said that to us, when she lied to us in our faces and used her professional background as a marriage person to be like, I know couples and this one's going to work. That's when I was like, well, you're insane. And you're not a real one. No, I don't trust any of your instincts, honey. And if you're saying that to me now, if you can lie about their marriage to me now, then what makes me feel like you didn't lie not nearly 20 minutes ago on that stage, honey, when you were saying all that delicious, beautiful marriage shit? You're a lying sack of weird hairdo.
Oh, a strong, bold statement said by Miss Christine Farah. But P.S. I love calling her Christine because, like, who is that?
Me.
I know. Okay, so the officiant then goes home. I mean, like, and Tamara and Bo are making some very interesting sounds, and I knew I wasn't going to remember it, so I wrote it down for you guys. First, the whole Tamara, you're beautiful. I know, and listen. If someone takes the time out of I don't know what they do in their life, to come to your house and to help you get dressed for this ramshackle wedding, you should at least be nice to them. And Natalie was a complete bitch to Tamara, just so like, oh no, Tamara's like, telling her she's beautiful, trying to like, prep her, and Natalie's just like, oh, what I do? I have no choice. Yes, Tamara, thank you so much for being here. You peasant. You thank you. I appreciate it. You're so lucky I let you in the room. And so Tamara's like, oh, rock this joint. If the trailer is a rockin', don't come a knockin'. And Uncle Bo was like, right now, woo! And Tamara's like, oh yeah, like as though she was about to say, snap into a Slim Jim. Every time she said it, I was like, snap into a Slim Jim. These two with their commentary was just hilarious. But Chris, what do you think? Okay, so I already said it, but I'm gonna leave the floor to you. And I know you have your own video, so you can like, do what you want. But like, are you pretty annoyed that Natalie and Mike are going to be in Happily Ever After?
Here's the thing. No, and I'll tell you why. Because I was more annoyed that this season ended when we knew that like a huge change had happened in their relationship. This season is now going to end with like, Mike made the decision to marry me. And we're all sitting here like, it doesn't feel real because we know some things. And so in that case, I'm like, all right, well, let's just see the demise of the relationship. Like, I'm also more inclined to believe that the demise of the relationship might be a little more truthful and authentic feeling than this part, because if they already had made a decision that they were going to get married and they had in the COVID to like come up with drama, like maybe that was like what it is. Cause like, well, okay. Do you think the last 5 days of Mike and Natalie that we've seen went down the way that we're supposed to believe it went down? I don't.
Right. And here's the deal. I would have believed it had I not known that they had gotten married on a certain date. So they were already legal, and all the rest of this was either plot or, producer driven or something. But it's just so confusing now, especially now that we have Uncle Bo out in the streets telling the business. And it's just like, is that true? And if that's true, then I am no longer invested in their story, and I don't want to see them on Happily Ever After, because it just is just this up and down. Like at some point, it's like, okay, it's not working. To know that Mike isn't the one who's filming her in this Formica like track home kitchen, it just like at this point, I don't care.
Yeah, well, he doesn't need. I mean, that's not a tripod that setup. But yes. I also like Mickey's comment. I want Bo on 90 Day the Single Way and introduce to Danielle. Side note is, I know this is 90 Day about this one recap. Is I saw this Instagram video of Danielle like confronting Mohamed with her friends. Did you see that? Or because Discovery is one thing, and they keep showing clips that they're putting on that Discovery Network on like the different intermediate social media platforms. You almost don't even have to have Discovery Plus, because you're like, oh, I know what's happening with Mohamed and Danielle. I just watched it. Have you seen any of those clips, Wah?
I have seen them, but I haven't really paid attention to them because I don't have Discovery Plus. I'm like, why invest? Like, why get my hopes up?
Okay.
Yeah. I don't, because I haven't even comment on. But yeah, I did see that thing about, you know, Danielle having these like group of friends that are look and age wise and temperament, like just are those her friends? Like really?
No, they're not her friends. I was like, she's having this conversation with Mohamed where basically she's like wants Mohamed to, I'm so sorry, apologize for like the vagina comment of like yesteryear. You know what I'm saying? Like she's like, Mohamed, what you said about how hard it would be for men to enjoy having sex with me really, really hurt my feelings, and I am demanding an apology for you now. Okay, that's like what she's like basically saying on the phone with Mohamed. Mohamed looks like he's just been like Mohamed has like one of those Britney in the scene, has like a Britney Spears early aughts microphone, like he's in the middle of a concert. Okay, I don't even know what's happening. Like he's just like, hey, baby, you know, like it's like right here, right there. Okay, that's one thing. The other whole thing is that he, you know, at first is defensive. He's like, well, you said a lot of things too, but she's saying this in front of all of her like young and friends, and one young and friend decides to like, well, I gotta say something. So the young and friend comes and sits next to Danielle like on this FaceTime, and she's like, hi, Mohamed, hi, you don't know me, and it's like, yeah, none of us do, bitch. You just came in and started, you're a fucking co-star, and she's like, you don't know, we've never met, but I just want to say that like because we've never met, I don't want to judge you, but what you said about her vagina was like not great, and you have to apologize about her vagina or whatever. And Mohamed like does. That's what that clip was. But I love the idea, like her like new best friend was like, no, I gotta like Jimmy in here, get in this FaceTime, move over, Danielle. Like no one wants to see that mug. Anyway, Mohamed, like it was ideal.
It was great. Okay. Yeah. So let's move on to, we're done with Mike and Natalie, right? Like who cares about them? I don't want them on the next thing ever.
There's nothing else happening with them, right? Like they get married. Like, oh, I want to say one thing, Wah. Like, did you feel like did you feel like Natalie was like, okay, I'll just come outside the backyard and see if a wedding is set up or not? Like, yeah. I feel like Natalie came outside the sliding door, and either she was going to see like what she saw was the minister and Mike set up, or she was going to see like Tamara in the car again with her bags packed, being like, and Mike being like, I picked this. There you go. You know?
Yeah, and I think it was because the last time was so shocking, and he cut the wedding off like 3 hours before. But just her getting ready in that Grecian gown, the fact that her boobs are aloft and perky, which was like jealousy. And then she was making like a little crown or something when she was talking to the producers an hour before the wedding. So I was just like, maybe she just really doesn't think this is gonna happen, or she's just like not having her hopes high because last time she was so violently let down. Mm-hmm. All right, but let's move on to Andrew and Amira. Mm-hmm. Now, Andrew is playing a game in which his sister calls his bullshit, and I loved it. Mm-hmm. So he's at lunch with his sister and his mother, telling them that, hey, Amira was supposed to be here. We were supposed to come to your house tonight and it was going to be great, but she had a panic attack and she didn't get on the plane. And his mother is so upset, as though Amira just tinkered with her son's poor little heart. And the sister is like, but you don't seem upset though. So maybe there's something that we're not aware of, Andrew, because the fact is that you should be heartbroken, very upset, and not psychoanalyzing this thing. Like right now you're in like one of the stages of grief, and it's not the first or the second or the third. Like you've overcome this really quickly. And he's just like, well, I don't think it was anything malicious on her part. And I'm like, yeah, because you know the reason why she didn't get on that plane is because you were an asshat to her the entire time, controlling her, gaslighting her, making her feel guilty about not doing things on your time frame. And then you gave her the option of getting on the plane and coming to see you, or getting on another plane and going back to France. And she said, fuck it, this seems wrong, I'm going back to France. So tell your mother that, like, say that. And then, like, without making it, then the mother's like, well, I think that, you know, it wasn't a panic attack. How do we know? And I'm like, okay, American. So either she's getting on the plane to use Andrew for his citizenship, or she's not getting on the plane and breaking his heart for what reason? And it was bananas. It was crazy. And then we have from her, and she's just sad. They show pictures of her like clear plastic heels again, and they look even sadder than they did the first time. They look worn. It's like she's just been walking around every single airport in, you know, Eastern Europe to France. And she gets back to France, and she's just like in her childhood home. I can't even Givenchy. At some point she says Givenchy, and it translated to that's it. And I was like, is that what Givenchy means? Like, is that what Givenchy means? That's it? Oh, but that's what I thought. Like, she's like, when she's like, Givenchy, I don't want to talk about it anymore. And then she gets in the car, and then they drive her back to her house. And then she's like, now I have to get back into school to do my bachelor's, and then, get a job to buy more makeup.
You do such a good, it's like, what, okay, so this is what it's like. Let's isolate it. What are you doing that sounds like you like in a Heath Ledger Brokeback Mountain, you're not moving your jaw. It feels like this is just, it's like, I'm trying to break down how you're doing this so well. It's like,
than that, I come some like back here up into the roof of my mouth. Me and Andrew, like I just listened to how she says Andrew. So now everything comes from that place in my throat is constricted, and everything comes to the top and roof of my mouth to come out. That is how I do voices.
Okay, well, that's crazy, and that sounds just like her, and that is like what she sounded like. And Amira's like Instagram now, like her picture. I said this, like, but her latest picture is just some picture of her like looking like power posing, and then a list of her makeup products, okay, that she's using, and it's like everything: primer, powder, but like, and it's all of it. And I'm looking at this picture, and I'm like, but you bitch, like you still don't have any eyelashes on. That's so crazy. So I look in the description now, she says she's wearing mascara. So it isn't like she's not, like she just forgets it. Like, but she must have really stick straight. And what she's not doing is like either like like using a little eyelash curler or like getting a little perm or wearing anything to like kind of, like, I get it. I'm not saying you have to do everything, but it's so interesting if you do have full face makeup to not have eyelashes. Just like, it looks interesting to me. Like, it looks, because I'm a freak, and so as well, like, it looks undone. It looks like, no, where's the eyelash? But like, you're not done yet. We're like, let's put a strip on, like, let's not go outside without brushing your hair. You did everything else, so.
You know what? I don't think it looks undone. I just think it looks dated, like, and not in a bad way. Like, I feel like she's giving me a look from a different time, like not the 80s, but it's like a mix of like, yeah, the 90s were like the eyelash wasn't really the thing. Because in the 70s, the eyelash was the thing. But in the 90s, it kind of went away and we went to like neutrals or whatever. So she's giving me, it's same thing with like her dresses. Like, her dresses aren't current. They're giving me like aughts or some like church. It's something that's very structured. It's not giving me, it's giving me a different, or not church, but like either bodycon or square, like shoulder in, out. It's giving me like a 90s feel a little bit.
I think our clothes to me are not as 90s feeling. Like, it feels like those like Naked Wardrobe or the skin tight bodycon dresses that you would see on like every Kim Kardashian like 3 years ago. Just kind of like those like thin material. Maybe they're ribbed, maybe they're not, like,
yeah. Uh-huh.
That, yeah, her clothes don't feel as much, but like, I mean, I would die to see her with some now I'm just like, what does that look like?
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah. I love that she's like showing her butt out too on Instagram. Like, she has this video where she's in a bikini and it's like a thong situation. She like turns around. So, I mean, everybody's equivocally on her side and everybody really hates Andrew. Andrew's even come out with an apology to David, trying to make up. He wants to bury the hatchet. And it was like, first of all, there was no hatchet to bury. You just like created this drama out of nowhere and everybody just came in the defense of David. And that was, no one's gonna like you anyway. You've managed to not do what Colt did, and you've managed to made yourself a Lita. Like, so it is what it is. But
Tom, like, does she feel like it? I guess to me, he feels very Tom, specifically with his version of what he thinks he looks like with his selfies in comparison to what he actually looks like. You're like, oh, you think you're like this dashing, hot ass, like jawline giving Fabio with the long hair. And like, I've seen so many pictures of him on his Instagram that like give you that, like, I can't do it. You know,
Oh, he looks like a pirate. He's like a unfit pirate. But I don't see hardly any of. Only thing I see from him is the stuff I see on like 90 Day the Melanated Way.
I saw like when In Touch Weekly posted their article about the David Andrew drama, they used one of Andrew's like Instagram pictures that was like that, and just found it so like that's not what you look like. Especially with the way that Andrew looks at the reunion. Did you see his like red and black ensemble? Honey, he looks like a blackjack dealer or like one of the like guys that's like a bartender at the Magic Castle. Honey, like a Magic Castle bartender. I was just like,
oh my God. That I didn't see that for whatever reason. Like when I watched it today, I missed some stuff. But anyways, let's move on from them. I just was like, Andrew's BS is over. Now let's move on to Stephanie and Harris. So Stephanie is now back in the US and she burns the K1 visa document that she was due to turn in. And she picks up her cat and is just talking to this damn cat that does not give a about whatever it is that she's talking about. She calls Harris. Harris is at home with Emma, his wife, you know. And
wow. His wife of 14 years.
Yeah.
Childhood sweetheart / wife / they have co-created 3 beautiful lives that they watched and are raising.
4 kids. Like, and so then she's like, oh, Harry. And, you know, I'm going to give Stephanie her credit. She actually looks really pretty in the face during this part. And so she's like, oh, that's great, Harris. Harris is so much better than Ryan because Harris calls me 5 times a day. And then she's like, how are you? And Harris is like, oh, Steph, I'm good. And she's like, well, I would like to speak to Emma to kind of get her perspective of what's going on. And Harris is like, oh, okay, because, you want to know, about our situation. Okay, she's right here. So he hands her the phone. And Stephanie starts off with a lie. Hi, Emma. Your shirt is pretty. And I'm like, what the fuck? She's wearing some like, listen. My people of Belize, okay? She's wearing a tank top with like another colored bra. And that's why she's like, thanks. Belizean people aren't stupid. Like, listen, you are going to tell me that my shirt is nice when it's not. And you're seeing me through a fuzzy fucking Android phone Skype call. Like, absolutely not. Absolutely not.
Yeah.
So it's just like, it was a lie. And so then basically Emma ends up telling Stephanie that, yes, Harris and I have decided to co-parent. We're just friends. We've figured out that everything else is better between us this way. And whatever Harris wants is the best for our family. And if that is coming to the US, then that is coming to the US. And I think to myself, Stephanie, do you not actually hear what she's saying? Because they're not being deceitful. They're saying they're going to be friends. The only part that's being deceitful is the fact that they're saying they're not having sex, because they are. But like,
wait, I have a question. She didn't actually say that. She didn't actually say, oh, and we are never physically intimate. She just said it works better, when I think as us as friends. But like, she never said we don't bone. I'm just saying, she's still not lying.
Yeah. And so then she gets the phone back to Harris and she hangs up feeling very happy. And she says that she's going to start the K1 visa with Harris. And I'm like, how are you going to start this visa process with do you have pictures with Harris? Like, what's going on? And then she takes like a photocopied picture of him or a printed out picture of him and puts it over her electronic refrigerator, by the way, which is what I want now. Like, what is this electronic refrigerator that you could just put pictures on and have it scrolling through? And she tapes it over the picture of Ryan instead of just swapping the picture out digitally and changing it altogether.
Did you notice, that when she was FaceTiming Harris, wait 1 second. When she was FaceTiming Harris, she had this like small piece of paper over where her face would be. Like, and here's the thing. I just thought it was so interesting.
They all do that.
Okay, why do they do that though?
Because the camera that's on them, that's behind them, can be seen. Yeah. So Darcy does that too. So whenever she has hers like this and she's doing it, she covers up her little face, because that's her face, like the, you know, screen looking back to you, and because behind her is a cameraman.
Okay.
So that's why they do that.
Okay. And also, like, yeah, my favorite part of the Harris thing is like when they have this phone, when they're at the beach, him and Emma, and they're watching their, you know, children just frolic in the beautiful waters.
Let me tell you. So they're at Hopkins, which Hopkins is like 30 minutes away from Dangurga, where my family's from. So, and I have family in Hopkins as well. That's a Griffin of town, right? So they're in Hopkins on vacation. Like it's like not on vacation, but they're like taking a trip, and they took a trip to Hopkins. It's like, it was bananas. I was like, oh my God, I was bitten by sandflies on that beach, you know?
Sweet, the sandflies are a whole thing there, and she's
yeah, she's not making that up. The sandflies, girl, I went to the sandflies, and because we were drinking, and like, well, they were drinking, and I was just like, you know, myself, and we went down to the beach, me and my cousins, and me and Tom, you know, my male cousin, from America, the one, yeah. So he was like, I'm getting bit up, Wahima. Are you getting bit up? And I was like, oh, I thought it was just like tripping. And then it got back, and it was like sandflies were eating me alive. But like, yeah, it's a real thing. You remember when I went karaokeing in Belize, and like I was in this karaoke bar with like the sand ground?
Yeah, but you didn't talk about the fleas.
That was in Hopkins.
They
Hopkins
bite you?
Like, yeah, they bite you.
Flies or I'm sorry, they're for fleas. Is that what they actually are? Fleas?
They fly.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
So in Belize, they like, my cousins will call mosquitoes flies. So they call them flies when they fly. But these sand flies are actually flies that live in the sand, and they do fly. So they're not fleas. They're not just jumping. They actually fly.
Okay, and they're biting the shit. They're biting
biting you. Mm-hmm.
Are they putting something into you? Like,
no.
like.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm. But they don't bite the locals, and if they do, they're like immune to them. You know what I'm saying? Like, but they bit the shit out of me. I only had my ankles out. But yeah. Anyway,
they would eat me alive.
Yeah,
you know? Like, I'm sweet.
Yeah, so Hopkins, I was like, oh my God, yeah, those are 4 kids, and he still loves Emma, and he says that he was really grateful for the opportunity. This is a once in a lifetime opportunity, and I'm like, yeah, I know it. You know, I tried to give that opportunity to Guatemalan Bay, and he was like, no thanks. But anyway, so it's once in a lifetime opportunity to get the chance to come to the States, especially if you don't have family who's ever done that. And
great super chat question.
Oh my God, Vicky Vale, thank you so much for the super chat.
Do you think that Ryan was in on the plan? Like the whole, like, there's like, think of this long game. Like, I'm going to like figure everything out about this woman. Meanwhile, like, while I'm figuring it out, yes, she'll like, you know, give money to my immediate family. I'll tire her out. I'll make it look like I'm such a bad guy. She'll be like thrown into your arms, Harris. Like, as if it was like a whole, like, yeah, like planned plan. I love that idea.
And I think that it was. But I don't necessarily, I think that Ryan got, I don't know if Ryan has children, which I don't think he does because they haven't talked about it. But I feel like Ryan wasn't able to stick with it because he didn't have kids. Like, Harris has a whole family he's trying to take care of, his parents. And he's like, well, if Ryan couldn't stick with it, if Ryan just couldn't answer the phone 5 times a day, if Ryan couldn't be beholden to this woman, like, this is a once in a lifetime opportunity. And let me tell you, it honestly is. The money is literally like, I could send somebody $10 US, which turns into $20 Belize, and you can buy stuff with that. Like, you can go to the store and buy food. I mean, you may not be able to like buy a bunch of as though you were in Guatemala, but like, you can, you know, it's double. So it is a good exchange rate. Like, when I go to Belize, I feel like, oh, thank God I have so much money. And I don't have a lot, but it doubles. So I'm in support of Ryan taking advantage of Stephanie, because I don't think he's taking advantage of her. I think she started it and he's going to finish it. And so he's going to cater to her, give her what she wants, settle himself, and still be able to send money back home.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, everyone literally involved in the Harris situation and Ryan, but like specifically Emma and Harris are just like, well, it's a great opportunity for him to get to America, to better his life and our life. You know, like it's not a lot of I'm in love with Stephanie talk to Emma. Wow.
All right, we've got another super chat. Was that an extra child in the ocean? I saw 4 kids, so I assumed he had 4 kids.
See,
so
well, this is what I think. He had said earlier on he had 3 kids. So that she's right. Or Vera, I don't know if you're a lady or a man, if Vera feeds, but I also thought he only had 3 kids. There was 4 kids there, honey. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, yeah. So I think it's a grand opportunity for him. I hope he takes full advantage of it and like helps out his family. And I don't want him to come to the States and be mean to Stephanie or just take money from her. But I feel like if she's going to keep him, if he's going to be kept, then he might as well take care of his family. It's an exchange. He's providing her attention, support, love, companionship, garden, doing her garden, taking care of her cat while she's at work. And so
sex. Let's not forget sex.
Oh yeah, sex. Sorry, sex.
I don't know why you're like.
I
was like, sex.
Gigi says, I live in the Caribbean. Sandflies do bite mend. I'm local. Do bite mend. Do sandflies do
and
bite mend.
Do bite and I'm local? I mean, I don't know if men.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I mean, obviously, I'll be honest. Well, like when I heard that, I was like, there's no way that they just like, I mean, they don't know for sure if every person is local, even because like they might taste you and be like, well, this bitch has half of the yummy blood I usually feel, but they don't know that you're, they might just, how do they know whether you're not actually born in Belize? But you have that half Belizean blood. So like,
I don't know.
Right?
I'm wrong. I'm sorry. Sorry for everybody in the Caribbean who actually gets eaten by mosquitoes and sandflies. My families are like, no, it doesn't bother me. Maybe they get bitten, but they don't be swelling up and itching like crazy, girl. I'm over there like crazy itchy. Okay. So that's it about Stephanie and Harros. And yeah. Now we have Jovi and Yara. So Yara is our queen of our lives. Okay. Yara is everything that we want 90 Day Fiancé to be. Yara, she's our new Anfisa. She's the Anfisa who's ready for this. She's the Anfisa who is down with being the bad guy and saying the crazy things and having people talk shit, but then staying. I mean, she hid a whole baby for like 3 months.
Is she? She's not. I mean, Anfisa was so much worse than the domestic violence situation. Like,
yes.
An angel in comparison. But by the way, what we talk about tonight, we will talk about their story. Is that after it aired, she like had gone on Instagram and like posted a video where she was just like basically like, I don't get to hide anyone anymore. There's the baby. There's Jovi and in perfect Yara. I can't do the accent, but she basically was like, and don't be mean to Jovi. Jovi's fine. Like, and I was like, yeah, okay. And then they also had just bought, like, they had all these like designer bags. They obviously have watched the episode and being like, we're going shopping. They said like they spent all this like wedding money on like their wedding, like they bought a bunch of wedding gifts for each other. It's just like basically like Alexander McQueen shoes and stuff like that. And I was like so into it.
On Instagram?
Yes.
Oh, I missed that.
I posted it to Vanity Fair.
I'll check it.
I mean, what a beautiful like end of the season. Like, I know I said this and whatever, but yeah, it was like very on theme for Easter / spring, right? This like beautiful birth. And I mean, I loved this. Didn't you? Like, this was like a great way to end this like 45. I feel like it was 45 minutes, but they were just like, okay, well, 45 minutes. Here's the end of the season. Here's Jovi and Yara and Lila.
I loved it. I thought that it was great that we didn't watch them go through it in Happily Ever After. I'm happy that it was just like fast forward, here she's this month, fast forward, she's this month. I love the fact that we get to see Gwen be happy and we see none of Monty. And I started to hear Gwen's accent a little more. And I love the fact that Gwen is supportive of Yara, even though Yara can be a little cold. I really loved it. And then, okay, so the whole thing, I saw your video and you were talking about Yara and the Pitocin. Let me tell you, I have wanted to have children for so long, so I like know a lot of these. I was like, Pitocin.
Oh, yeah.
I know a lot of these.
Or
no, that's epidural. So what it is that the Pitocin is what they give, which is if you watch Ricky Lake's documentary from like 7 years ago about home births and what happens when you go to the doctor versus having your baby at home. Yeah, I did watch it because I was like, I'm gonna be a mom, so I should know this. Is that when you go to the hospital, at least in the States, in certain counties, in certain cities, they will, in order to kind of get you out, and to not have these long drawn out labors, they'll give you Pitocin if your water has broken and you aren't dilating, they'll give you Pitocin. And Pitocin, what that does is speed up labor. It starts you to contract. And then your contractions are like terrible because all of a sudden they come on. Then they want you to do the epidural so that you're not in pain, screaming, or like, upset or like whatever. And then your husband isn't like sitting back worried, because a lot of times the men are feeling some kind of way because they're sitting in there and there is literally nothing that they can do to help you. And you are just in crazy amount of pains. And so Pitocin also speeds up the baby's, like, I think heartbeat or something. It does something to the baby as well. And so then they want you to be on the epidural. They manage you, they watch you. And then when it comes time, if the epidural has run out, then they will either give you more epidural or they will let it run out. And then all of a sudden you'll feel the pain and then it's time to push. So they do it kind of double. They do it because they don't want you to be too tired to push. But then they also do it so that it kind of speeds up the process and you're not in the hospital for 22 hours trying to give birth. So there is a lot of, and the reason why I think that Yara may not know about epidural is because it's not common in every country to do an epidural. And obviously where she's from, it's not common either. And here it's super, super, super common to do an epidural. So anyways,
can I ask a question?
Yeah.
Because I know you have migraines. Have you ever heard the thing about like how epidurals might cause more migraines?
Well, it does. It causes you to have a headache because they have to slip the needle down into your spine to where like your nerves are. Like you could have migraines or a headache for the rest of your life. You could also have really bad nerve damage. And I actually met somebody who actually had that. She couldn't even hold the baby. And the baby was like 4 months and she still wasn't able to really hold her baby because she had such bad nerves. And then you have people who just have back pain for the rest of their life because of it. But it's not super common. It's not like 50%, but it is a certain percentage. So yeah, that's why doulas are kind of popular now for those people who can afford it, because a doula will help you to communicate what it is that you want to the nurses and the doctors. So the nurses and the doctors don't kind of, push you to do something else because you're in a lot of pain and this is a really sensitive time. The doula is that liaison to help you to make the choice. And if they, based on what the doctors are saying and based on what they know you want, feel like whatever the doctors are recommending is good or is going to be along with your plan, then it's fine. It's just like a middle person.
Yeah, they're gonna tell the doctor what you want to do. That. Okay, well, I love you guys so much. Thanks for having me.
So these are all the people. Like people are saying, I had one epidural, second birth. Like somebody was in a coma. Like my friend Dorothy didn't even like feel her baby's coming out because she had epidural, and it was like
gave natural childbirth. They just pull, so it's like I don't.
So hip problems. I've heard a lot of different things. Anyway, so Yara was amazing. Jovi was actually great. I know you don't think Jovi's handsome, but I do.
What? I didn't know that. You wait.
Yeah, I don't think he's unfortunate. I think he has an unfortunate bridge happening in his mouth, but like otherwise, I don't think he looks at all like his parents.
Okay. You just said he's okay. Let's break this down.
I think he's handsome. I think Jovi's handsome. If I were to meet him at a bar, I would make out with him.
After he started talking? So you saw the teeth and mouth?
Because his mouth isn't like, they're not fighting each other. It doesn't look like he was chewing on rocks. Yeah, I'm okay with it. So I love the way that he did, skin to skin, even though it wasn't real skin to skin because the baby full on had clothes. But I love the way they were doing skin to skin. I love how
he looked tan. He looked tan.
Yeah, I think he'd been on a boat for extra long time. Well, no, I guess that's 3 months. I don't even know
the water. I thought
he's on top of the water. I don't know what he does.
He's diving and like fixing things underneath the water.
Yeah, but you're still. I don't know, girl. Okay.
Son can't travel. Now, do you pick going to a bar and hooking up with a single Jovi or a single Zayed? Zayed this season.
A single Zayed or a single Jovi? Zayed.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I love that. you know, there's something,
You know,
even though Zayed is his mother is taking care of him for all of his life and his wife's going to have to take care of him. There's something so masculine about him. And do I want to go to Tunisia? Absolutely. Yes.
People are saying a lot of things. They're saying Ricky Lake's documentary is trash. Ooh!
Wow. Where are we?
Oil rig outside Guyana. He was on Exxon oil rig outside Guyana's. Well, I can't say that very well.
Guyana?
Yeah. Okay, so yeah, like, and obviously Harris over Ryan.
I mean, I wouldn't even listen. No, I would say no to that. I'm lesbian if those two. They're both ugly to me.
Did you hear that in a different 90-day world that Yazan has a new woman. She's American and Jordanian blood.
Oh, good. I'm glad. He got his peeps. That's what he needs.
Yeah.
That's what he needs. Yeah.
And crazy news out of Jordan, you know, I come with this, is that, so there's a king in Jordan, right? Okay, King Abdullah, I think is his name. And he's married to like this queen. The queen's like very chic, honey. Queen Rania, like I love her so much, you know, big fan. Okay, she's very elegant. But his brother was just arrested for trying to like form and like organize a coup.
Oh.
Bad.
Yeah.
So I talked to my dad about it because I like talking about Middle Eastern politics all the time. And he was like, yeah, the king, like, is it arresting everyone that like goes against his word? But I was like, yeah, but isn't that what they always do? You can't, I mean, yeah, that's what they always do. Like, you're not going to have like a king still kinging around the monarchy in this day and age, honey, and just have your like loose-lipped brother of all people with actual ties to the kingdom, just throne, just walking around nilly, talking about how he should, whatever he should do, kill him. You gotta kill that person. You don't know that. We know that. You gotta kill that. You honey, at least
Jesus.
You definitely have to arrest that person and like put him away and show like everyone like you can't be doing that. Like, and that's what I'll do to my own brother because like brother, you shouldn't be trying to like strip me of my kingdom when it's mine. You know.
I think that he should just exile him to France or something. So he could live a lavish life there. But let me say a couple more things about Yara. So their wedding was great. A lot of his people showed up. That small ass chapel was oddly packed. And I think that it was really good that she accepted Gwen and to come to that wedding, because that would have been a really sad wedding without all those people. And I think Yara wasn't thinking about that. And she says that she was really happy to be surrounded by love and support. And it was wonderful. I'm glad that Jovi has Klein, a friend who has a kid, because that other friend is a jerk. And I just hope that Jovi is the person that she needs him to be. And I really hope that Happily Ever After is amazing. So yeah, you guys should watch the episode. It was really good. I was smiling from ear to ear during the whole Mila. Is it Mila? Mila. The whole Mila part. Scorpio, thank you so much for the super chat. Mila's the baby. Thank you.
Scorpio, you're so sweet.
Scorpio has all of the tea, girl. She is just filled with tea. Chris, there is a clubhouse group that's happening at 8 or whatever. I don't know what you're doing, but I'm just telling you now. I'll text message you. So anyways, you guys, that is all that I had to say. Chris, do you have any last parting words for the people?
You know, I'm just excited the reunion happens in real life. Like the reunion happens, people are there. You know, obviously some people aren't there. Like,
explain that. I don't know what you're talking about. Explain it.
Okay. So what I'm talking about is obviously the reunion happens and people are not even, some people might be zoomed in, but like I saw actual bodies sitting there on the stage with Sean, which is what I'm talking about. Yeah. So we're kind of back to that, which is exciting. But so Stephanie is not there. Stephanie is not part of the reunion.
Oh.
So they'll discuss, they'll you know, I'm sure it has something to do with the PLC lawsuits that she either threatened, but I don't think she even specifically filed them. But like, you know, in the same way that Jeffrey and Varia situation, that just like they're not going to be at the tell-all like of that time, this is also, I think, going to be the case. So now when Jeffree and Vari were not at the tell-all, they did such a bad job of explaining why or giving us like any sort of like update or like continuation of that storyline. They really like treated it horribly. And so with this one, I hope they kind of like we'll talk about it, like we'll talk about it, like why she's not there or how they view it or like what has happened or like give us some sort of like closure to that thing. Okay.
I feel like they won't though.
I don't, they're probably not going to because they didn't do it with Jeffree or Varia too, but it's like, I want that. So I'm annoyed by it. I don't know. So, which also is a moment which you never know when you're watching these edited trailers, if like the moment you're thinking is happening or they want you to think that. So I was trying to crack apart my bat, never cracked. Like there is some part that Yara yells at Julia about. Did you catch that?
No, I didn't see that at all. I watched on the playback and it literally jumped from whatever the last scene was to Yara and Jovi's baby thing. And then after that, it just jumped to the next season, like another show on TLC. So I didn't see any of the foreshadowing, any of the commercials for the next thing. So go on ahead and tell us.
Well, as you know, as people who saw it, it's like they give you like, quick snip. So you're just like, you're kind of thinking like, I think this happens. Like, I think that there's like some sort of weird fight, maybe like, or some sort of disagreement that happens again between Yara and Julie, like I said, which was something that like struck me because when I watched this season, in my mind, I was like, I want them to be friends, like you're just like, I want those two girls to be friends or both Eastern European girls that are in America, honey. And it's not what they thought it was going to be. You just want them to be like, two peas in a pod and like be able to post about it. Mickey, you said I posted about it on Vanity Fair and I can't quite tell. And you obviously, did I post? I'm like, what did I post? Did I post the trailer?
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm just throwing up comments. Don't worry about it. Just continue on with what you were talking about.
Oh, okay. Sorry. Okay, my love. So that there's one part. So yeah, the other part that I kind of referenced was a part where Andrew again is wearing like a black shirt and like a red vest and black pants and no jacket. And he gets up angrily from the set. He's there in real life and like storming away and saying something like, I don't want to be on stage if Amira is not being like zoomed in or something, like some sort of drama. So like whatever the Amira Andrew drama, I think starts at the reunion. And from what I read in the like blogosphere, Jovi jumps on Andrew's side, I think Andrew and Jovi have like a side that is like, and whether Jovi, having now seen all of Andrew's temperament outside the reunion, continues to be on his side or whether it was like a passing comment, that's what we, don't know yet. I'm trying to see, did anyone, do I miss anything about what, it's hard for me to, I'm sorry, say exactly what happens. I'm just getting these like snippets of like scenes. So Andrew drama. Yeah. So, I'm excited though. I'm very into like this reunion. It feels like it's going to be like a kind of a normal looking reunion, which I'm into. Can we talk about Julia? Oh, sorry. You read it. You put it up there.
It says, can we talk about Julia? What the hell happened to her after she met Brandon? It is like she gave up her whole authentic self to be his partner. She was a fitness competitions and dancing. I don't necessarily know that she gave that up. Like this is just a different stint in her life. I did see that she did do dancing and she did do fitness, but who's to say she's not doing those things or who's to say that that wasn't just a time in her life?
Also, she's doing nothing. So it's like, what was she doing?
I don't have anything to say about it. So yeah, Laura asks, do we know all of the HEA couples? Yes, we do. So it's Andre and Libby, and this looks like an explosive season. There is an RV and Andre is driving it. He goes to pick up his in-laws and they're driving to Massachusetts or something. And then they're on a boat and Becky tries to fight Libby. So that seems fun. And then it's Kalani and Asuelu, and it looks like it's around Christmas time. And Kalani announces that she doesn't want to have another baby, and that causes Asuelu's mother to say, "I want a divorce." And then Tammy pops up and tries to fight Kalani. Kalani's crying, and Asuelu's just looking stupid. Then we have Angela and Michael, where Angela, again, for the 17th million time, suspects Michael of cheating or being unfaithful or talking to other hoe bags, big booty Nigerian girls. So we have a lovely scene with him and what does she call them? His band of friends. You know it, Chris.
I'm like, it's like going through my mind. It's like them bobble hands. No,
like
them
Pokey boys. Like, what did she call them?
Dumb butts. No,
it's something. Anyways, so we have goofballs. Yeah. So we have a scene with Michael sitting with the goofballs, and they're talking about Angela's jealousy. And then we have a scene with Angela and Michael where Angela's talking about her clitoris while she's in a bubble bath, and Michael is on Skype on the computer, shaking his junk in the camera. And then the next couple we have are Yara and Jovi. And then we've got Mike and Natalie. And then we've got one other couple. Who, Chris?
Brandon and Julia. Brandon and Julia. And yeah, back to Angela, is like she has that scene, or we have like a more of her getting angry at Michael's scene, and then like another scene where she's at the fertility doctor, who's like this hot ass black guy, maybe from an African country of some kind.
Ghanaian, I believe.
Yeah, and she's like, "Oh, look at my hot doctor. You are good looking." Ooh, man. You know, just like whatever. And I mean, for whatever reason, we know that Michael got denied. And I think he's like the first, I mean, yeah, he's been denied. And so like, he's not in America. I don't think is he in the America? Is he, I mean, whether we know he's in America now, I mean, he's not there now, but like this season also is going to be about her weight loss surgery. Oh yeah, it's not a fertility doctor. I'm sorry. I'm dumb. That hot black doctor is, I think, her weight loss surgeon, not her fertility doctor.
I don't know. He looks at her boobs, so I'm not quite sure what. But I do know that if Michael were behaving like that with a woman, Angela would be flying off the handle. So it bothers me. So I don't know how I'm going to walk away from this season. Angela and Michael, to me, are like, you start out loving them, and then you realize that Angela's abusive and you don't want him to be with her. And you're like, you know, so it's always like I just don't know how I'm going to feel with them on the season. I think they might get on my nerves. But I mean, like, we get more of Betty and Ron. You know what I'm saying? Like, with Brandon and Julia is Betty.
Yeah. Just like with Andrew, if he ever comes back, will be his mother, just like how Colty is with Debbie.
Yeah.
It is the weight loss surgeons. Thank you, Stevie.
So anyways, that is it, you guys. We're at 57 minutes, and I want to thank you guys for sitting here with us to talk about 90 Day Fiancé. I feel like this is probably your fourth podcast / YouTube video you've watched about this subject. I want to thank Chris for coming in as my surprised co-host for this. She's the best.
It's me. Thank you for having me. Well, I love you very much.
Be on the lookout for Chris's video. Let's see if I have a banner so that you guys can follow Chris. Be on the lookout for Chris's video. It is on YouTube under Chris Farah. And so she has a live video, and she might be doing an edited video this week. I'm not sure. I don't know her life. And then, but you can also follow her on Chris L. Farah on all the social medias. So you could see the ticker tape down below. And that's where you'll find Chris, and you'll find me here on Facebook. Thank you for those of you who are on the Facebook, the 4 people. I appreciate it. And yeah, so my eye is watering. It's time to take this makeup off. I'm glad you guys got to see it, though. It was a whole orange moment I had.
Okay, yeah, it was orange lipstick and orange eye, and then also white and gold. Is that what's happening?
So this is like a shimmer that I put too much on up here. Yeah. And then this is like a brown purple up here. And then this is an orange. And then this is like a bronzy gold. And then it's like a dark brown underneath here and in the crease here. And then I have on a like neutral toned blush with a little bit of orange blush over it.
Is your eyeshadow Juvia's place?
Yes. I was trying to put on a yellow one to match this, and I realized I don't have a yellow eyeshadow, so I'm gonna have to remedy that at some point in my life.
Yeah, you need it.
I'm trying to get back into doing color on my face and like feeling confident wearing makeup and whatnot. Look at my earrings I got. It's Garifuna from the Garifuna Market, and yeah, these are my new favorite purchase.
Yeah,
guys, check out the Garifuna Market on Instagram. I also got a necklace from her, but I'm not wearing it. But I did get these
You're
necklaces.
showing us a necklace. How confusing for you to do that.
Oh my God, Chris, you're so sensitive.
That was confusing that you did that, but I love those earrings. So wait, they're
Thank you.
huge hoops like that. They say garifuna in them. Oh my
Mhm.
God.
And you can get it in script or you can get it in another print. But isn't that beautiful? I
Yes.
was like, yes,
I'm
representing.
so happy for you. Did they just come in?
Yeah, they came in at the end of last week. So really, really excited for it. So for those Griffin people who are watching it, those of you on Facebook, check it out. The Griffin Market. She's on Instagram.
Okay.
All right. So that is the end. Thanks, Chris. Thanks, you guys. Let's end this. You guys have a fantastic day or evening and week. Remember to be you, be true, and find your place. Bye.